things have changed quite a bit, and I'm guessing that the MRO space has changed quite a bit since you've been in the industry too. We've talked about technology. I'm curious, what have been some of the other things that have changed throughout the industry since you've started working in the MRO space?
I would say the cultural shift. There are companies that are coming about. We've already talked about the technology side, but the cultural shift that an MRO storeroom is an asset to our reliability-based programs and our maintenance programs. So I have seen just in the past 2 decades alone, I've seen a turn of thought process saying, hey, we always kind of left our MRO people out of the conversation. We just asked them to do whatever, and they had no clue why they were doing it. So what I have seen over the last decade or two is bringing the MRO side into view. That's why we're having a podcast today, bringing it into view. So people like myself who have been in the trenches, have been to all these different storerooms, can be the voice of the storeroom person or people that are with their head down saying, this is never getting better. So if we can shed light on that and give these people an opportunity to succeed, it will be a positive for all of our maintenance programs across the board. So that's the key element that I've seen over the past decade or two.
That's awesome. And that's great to also hear that you're starting to see this cultural shift, at least the beginnings of it. I think that's a very, very positive thing.
We have a long way to go, though, Ryan. We have a long way to go.
Yeah.
At least now, though, we have the tools available. All we have to do is share these tools. And the great thing about what you and I are involved in is being able to share the best practices and tools, and so people can understand, hey, we can get better.
Absolutely. So you mentioned the SMRP for some resources to better hone your skills and knowledge in MRO. Any other resources, places you go to continue learning about MRO and getting better at it?
Sure. I don't get, first of all, I'm not paid, anything for anybody, but I will say this. Your technical colleges, your technical communities, they're pretty much on board with the key learnings. And if they're not, feel free to communicate with me. We'll give an opportunity to have that communication. But people like Life Cycle Engineering in Charleston, South Carolina, or Marshall Institute, or University of Wisconsin, there's an abundance of training available. You can go online to Society of Maintenance Reliability Professionals and get all the help, or you can go on LinkedIn and just start building your network. And there are so many professionals out there that have been in the trenches. And the good part about it is now we're starting to see the younger generation come up and understand that there's a call for them to replace us old guys, so to speak. And it's really good to see it. I was just in training last week, actually, and it was really refreshing, Ryan, to see a younger group of people in the training that I was in, because normally in the past you didn't see that. So it's really refreshing to see another generation come up and understand and utilize the technology that they grew up with and what we're into today, and kind of take us from an analog into a digital world. And that's where we really need to help.
That's amazing. Well, Radar, you are one of those young guys too. Come on.
Oh man, I've been around a while. But I will say this, absolutely very, very passionate about what I do and communicate the best practices of MRO. And I have to give my mentor, Wally Wilson, and Wally, you can look him up, has written so many articles about MRO and best practices. And when he and I worked together a decade or so ago, I really got underneath his wing and just absorbed all of his knowledge from him and took it to the next level. And now he and I banter back and forth and communicate. He learns from me, I learn from him still. But that's what we need is have another generation that I can learn from them and they can learn from me, and we can continue down the road to success.